Earlier today, the federal government launched the Canada Water Agency at the Forks Historic Port. Created within Environment and Climate Change Canada, the agency intends to work with stakeholders to improve freshwater management across the country.
We are here to mark a very historic milestone for freshwater in Canada, the creation of the standalone Canada Water Agency in Winnipeg.
In Budget 2023, we committed to the introduction of the legislation to establish the Canada Water Agency as a standalone entity and provided $85 million over 5 years and $25 million ongoing for the creation of the agency. The agency will help the Government of Canada better address current water challenges and those of the future. We need to be better prepared for what comes into the future. We need to recognize that water is becoming more scarce and more precious. We have a responsibility to protect the waters we have. A strong Canada Water Agency will help us to do all these things and address new challenges as they arise.
Manitobans from across the province get to enjoy access to our waterways all year round, whether it's by going swimming on a hot day, water skiing, boating, or even ice fishing in the winter. And here in Winnipeg, we're at the Forks, the confluence of the Red and the Assiniboine rivers, but we also have the Seine River, we have the mighty Seine River, we have La Salle River, and we have many creeks and tributaries. So it makes complete sense to have the Canada Water Agency headquartered here in Winnipeg, where we know water. The agency does great work with provinces, territories, Indigenous communities, and scientists to keep our water safe, to keep our water clean and well managed. And now, as a standalone agency, it will be better equipped to tackle the issues facing Canada's freshwater, which are caused by climate change. And Dr. Axworthy mentioned the Mackenzie Delta. Well, I can tell you the Mackenzie Delta has lost, Mackenzie River has lost 2 feet over the last couple of years, and that's something that is really a wake-up call for our country. And I look forward to really the Canada Water Agency contributing to the solutions.
The guidance of First Nations, Métis and Inuit peoples has been instrumental in shaping the establishment of the Canada Water Agency, and we look forward to continuing our partnership as the agency evolves, and it will evolve with Indigenous rights front and center in all we do. And folks, because of the Minister's support, strongly supported by Minister Vandel in Cabinet and my colleagues, Ben Carr and Kevin Lamrou, strong advocates for this city and province of ours, we have a standalone, independent departmental agency. It means that we have a powerful advocate and focal point for freshwater protection and management. It will be led by a deputy minister-led position, a president, and it will have a significant independent decision-making power to be that advocate for freshwater from coast to coast to coast. This was enthusiastically endorsed by our Prime Minister, who was here about a year ago, who announced that Winnipeg would be the headquarters of the Canada Water Agency. Daniel Wolfish is the new interim president of the Canada Water Agency, and he has done an incredible job of building the foundations of the agency from the ground up, building relationships with provinces, territories, municipalities, Indigenous governments and communities, and stakeholders across the country. The agency right now is about, I think, 215 employees. 100 will be located in downtown Winnipeg. Mr. Mayor, yes, downtown Winnipeg at City Place.
Manitoba is home to 100,000 lakes, covering 16% of our province. This includes Lake Winnipeg, one of the world's largest lakes, and one that is closely connected to the Canada Water Agency's priorities for fresh water. With a basin that encompasses more than 1 million square kilometers and that stretches across 4 Canadian provinces and into the United States, Lake Winnipeg is a perfect example of how water management requires cooperation across jurisdictions and with partners at every level. Manitoba is committed to working with experts and scientists to protect Lake Winnipeg and safeguard the health of all our waterways. To deliver on this, we must have a target to aim at. This is why Manitoba recently announced our first ever nutrient targets for Lake Winnipeg and its tributaries, part of a wide range of actions to improve water quality and protect waterways across our province. However, we know that meeting these objectives requires work with partners across the Lake Winnipeg Basin, and that water management is always done better collaboratively.
The agency's presence here will solidify Winnipeg and Manitoba's place in national conversations, I would say international conversations on water management. It will bring more sustainable jobs to our city, boosting our economy, building on the innovation already happening in places that have been mentioned already, the Freshwater Institute, the International Institute for Sustainable Development, and our universities. And of course, I am very, very pleased that the Canada Water Agency is located in downtown Winnipeg, critical to our ongoing efforts, as has been mentioned, to revitalize Winnipeg's downtown. It also really builds upon the other investments the three levels of government are making into water-related infrastructure in our community. Most notably, the North End Water Pollution Control Center, the North End plant, and I want to thank MP Duguid, Minister Vandell, and the province as well for the ongoing discussions we're having about the importance of building that North End plant. It's critical not only for our environment, but it's critical to accommodate Winnipeg's growth capacity as our city continues to grow rapidly. We certainly are working together to make sure that that project is fully funded.
Thank you, Minister. Milan Lukes for the Manitoban. Collaboration was mentioned several times today, whether that be with the province or with First Nation groups. I'm just curious, is there any intent to have collaboration with the University of Manitoba on this initiative? Certainly scientists would be a big factor in this.
Oh, yeah.
Whether that's just federal scientists or perhaps MP Duguid would like to comment on that, because there's a significant amount of research occurring at the University of Manitoba. Thank you.
Thank you, Milan, for that question. I have the great fortune of having the Fort Garry campus within the area that I represent. So, absolutely, we have incredible water expertise at the University of Manitoba. The Vice President Pinto has been gathering the scientists on campus and others who have both an interest and something to add in the water space. And so the agency, Daniel, I think you've been meeting with them already, will be working closely with them. They'll be part of the fabric of our collaboration here in Winnipeg. But of course, the University of Manitoba partners with other universities across the country, including the University of Saskatchewan. So it is a definite yes that we will be collaborating with the University of Manitoba. Hopefully, there will be opportunities, Daniel, for internships and already have them with students, so that we really can become the focal point for water in the country.